Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I'm going to review the Skyzone GS500 FPV goggles. These are very interesting goggles that have a built-in DVR system, diversity receiver, and you can also connect it to HDMI devices. So let's open it up and see everything we're getting inside. So inside we got the goggles, AV adapter, two simple antennas with SMA connector, power adapter, and the instruction manual. On the top of the goggles we can find its main unit. We have the antenna ports, we have all the buttons to control the unit. I'm gonna go over it later in this video. Audio out, AV in and out, and DC in, which works on voltage between 7 to 28 volts, so it's a pretty wide range. There is no built-in battery, so you'll have to power it up using the provided cable that has an XT60 connector, so you can power it off using your battery. The length is about 50 centimeters, so you can just connect the battery and put it next to you and it's going to be fine. On the right side we have here the micro SD slot. It works with SD cards up to 32 gigs, a micro USB port which you can use in order to extract your data from the memory card, and on the left side we have this mini HDMI port. The goggles doesn't come with an HDMI cable or adapter, so you'll have to provide your own one. On the front of the goggles we have a big 2.4-inch OLED display that shows the channel you are currently using and your call signal, and the screen of the goggles is 800 by 485-inch screen. Unlike the VRD2, the lens is fixed and cannot be adjusted. The weight of the GS500 is 328 grams, which is very similar to the weight of the VRD2, which is 324.9 grams. Besides that, the form factor is very similar as well, and to be honest with you, I found that the GS500, in my opinion, is a little bit more comfortable than the VRD2. As I mentioned earlier, there is no built-in battery, so in order to power it up, you will have to provide your own battery. I'm going to use this 1500 4S mAh battery, so just connect it to the provided XT60 cable, and then you will have to connect it to the DC in. In order to power up the goggles, you will have to long press the button over here. And then the first thing you notice is the sharpness of the screen. This is an excellent screen and it's probably the best screen that I've seen since I tested the Goggles 2, and hopefully it's not going to suffer from the same problems like the Goggles 2, which sometimes suffered from blue screen. The moment you connect the battery, the fan starts to work and you can't control it, so it will be constantly on. On the top of the screen you can see the voltage of your battery, so now it's 15.5 volts. You can see the band and channel, which is F7 5860. On the top left you can see there is a memory card icon because no memory card is present at the moment. Once you insert a memory card, you can see its free capacity. So on the top of the goggles we can control all its features. The first button is the record button. Once you press it, a video camera icon will appear. Right now it's recording. Pressing the video button again will stop the recording process. The next button is the scan button, so once you press it, it will start scanning for the best signal. When the scan is done, you can see the list of the channels. And F7 is the one that had the highest signal, so in order to set it up, you can just press the search button again and it will be set. If you want to go back to this list, you have to long press this search button again, and it will be displayed and you can choose again. So let's say you're in a race or competition or whatever, you can just scan all the available bands and then you can just switch between all these channels. The next button changes the channel, so you can switch between 1 all the way up to 8, and the next button changes the frequency. You can choose between A, B, E, F, R and L. So you have 6 options, so in total you're getting 48 channels, so it covers everything pretty much. The next button is the mode button. You can change between RF, which uses the built-in receiver. Then we have the AV in. You can use the AV in port in order to display the video on the goggles. The next mode is HDMI, so if an HDMI will be connected, it will be displayed on the screen. The last button is the power off or menu button. If you're going to long press it, it's going to power off the device, and if you short press it, it's going to enter the menu. Switching between the options is done by using these navigation buttons, and if you want to change the options, you have to short press the video recording and then you can just use the navigation buttons in order to change the value. When you're done, you can just press the search icon in order to go back Then you can navigate through the menus through the menu button. So on the second part, you can choose if to record sound or not. You can change the display ratio between 4:3 or 16:9, OSD timeout, and OSD transparency. And the system, you can choose the language, message window, formatting. You can restore to factory settings, and there is an option to do an OLED firmware upgrade. If you want to exit the menu, just press the search button again and it will go back. On the front of the goggles we have this big and bright OLED screen. We can see here the channel and the band. Over here it says Skyzion, and this message window can be adjusted on the menu. All you have to do, just go to the message window and then you can customize your favorite message. So now I set it to Kramer and I have to save it, and now Kramer is displayed, so it's pretty cool. Entering the DVR menu is done by long pressing the recording button. Then you can switch between all the videos that you recorded using the navigation buttons. And if you want to play or pause the video, just press the recording button and it will be played. If you want to delete a file, just press the menu or on switch. It will ask if you want to delete the file, and if you want to delete it, just press the recording button and this file will be deleted. If you want to go back, just press the search escape button and it will go back and display the RF input. Connecting the goggles to your computer is done through the HDMI port, and you can see the picture quality is great, and I wouldn't use it to watch movies. I would use it in order to use it for FPV simulators in order to give you more immersive and realistic feel. So you can use it in order to play FPV Rider, and by the way, there is no option to record the video to the SD card while you're on HDMI mode. Now, if you're wearing glasses like me, it will be hard for you to fit the glasses inside unless you do some modifications, but in case you are nearsighted, you won't have to because of the structure of the lens. Overall, I really loved these goggles and I think they provide a great value for money, and I really wonder why I haven't seen more reviews of these goggles. The DVR function, diversity receiver, video in and out, the ability to use an external XT60 battery with a wide voltage range. They are comfortable, and you have also the HDMI in so you can connect it to your computer. So for $130, I think these goggles are great. There is only one reason I wouldn't change my Fetcher goggles to these goggles, and it's the form factor. The Fetcher goggles can easily be carried in my backpack, and this one won't fit inside. So this is the only reason why I wouldn't change the goggles. Besides that, if you are a fan of box style goggles, I think you should definitely consider these goggles. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take it outdoors and compare these goggles with the VRD2 side by side, and hopefully they're going to perform well. So I thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the rest of it. If you have any questions about these goggles, feel free to ask it in the comment section below, and I'll see you on my next videos. Goodbye.